Hey folks, morning was slow, but we are out here cruising in the evening, starting our new day, and look who we have just found. Whoop! Texas horn lizard. Knew there had to be at least a few of these guys out here somewhere. Ironically, this is the first Texas horn lizard. Actually it's the second Texas horn lizard that I've seen in Texas. The first one was actually in Palo Duro. But first one down here, even though they're supposed to be relatively common in this region since the cheatgrasses aren't too bad down here. But there are 3 species of horn lizard that occur in Texas, and 2 of them are protected. This is one of them. So you cannot handle them around here. You just got to kind of check them out. The only one that we can handle, if we encounter them again, are the roundtail horn lizards, which do also live out here. And supposedly should be fairly common, but nice that we have some interesting reptiles on the board, though. We'll just leave this guy to it. And looky here, we got a second one. Is it also a Texas? Yes, it is. Oh, he's got some good colors. Look at him. Hey, sir, you shouldn't really be on the road, you know that? But you are a beautiful lizard. Look at that pattern. How gorgeous. All right, see if we can convince him he should go bask somewhere else. As far as lizards go, these guys definitely rank among my favorites though, because no matter how they sit, no matter how they move, they are just the most adorable, derpy little things as they run around. But also, they're really impressive animals, being able to survive in the environments that they do on nothing but ants. We might have the other species. Yes, we do. Look at that. So he was running away. Luckily, this is a species that I can handle. This is the roundtail horn lizard, on a background that the camera doesn't want to focus on. And there's a car coming, so I'm going to get off the side of the road real quick. But look at that guy. All sandy. He looks like, or sandy colored, he looks literally just like a one of the local rocks kicked out onto the road. And these guys, it's kind of funny that they are not protected when the Texas horns are, since they basically inhabit the exact same environments more or less. And in fact, the Texas horns are more widespread, but these guys you can kind of play with a little bit. They are adorable. And they do get a little bit bigger than this, but not by much. You can see kind of why they're called roundtail horn lizards. They do have a long skinny tail, but above that it just kind of shrinks quick, unlike most other species. What a pretty little lizard though. Alright, while waiting for that truck to pass by, this guy has suddenly changed color. He has suddenly become a lot more high contrast. Look at that. I was not aware that they could do that. But he has definitely, those patches have darkened up. And he is now all blotchy looking, completely different. That is so cool. Anyway, we're going to put this guy back down off the road and keep moving. So by the time that first video clip had ended, he had actually already started darkening up, but if you compare these first 2 photos with the last 2 that I'll show here, you'll notice the difference quite dramatically. Now, these guys are not the only species of lizard that do this, of course. There's quite a few species that change color quite dramatically. It's mostly based on mood rather than temperature or camouflage, as most people might assume. All right, sir. Run. Alright, I haven't stopped for any of them, but these guys have been everywhere on the roads, which tells me, yeah, it is very humid out here right now after yesterday's rain. Because it's 85 degrees and they're on the asphalt. That means there's lots of moisture for them to tolerate that. This actually isn't even a very big one. They get like 3 times this size, and I've swerved around a few that were almost snake-sized. They're kind of cute, though. But we have actually stopped off alongside a cut over here. It's about 40-something minutes before the sun actually even sets, so it's not to look for the king snakes or anything, but the real target that I have come back east for anyway does come out in the afternoon evenings as well, so fingers crossed one of those might be out here. And there was also a gray fox over there earlier that I'm hoping I might see again. So how do you know you're in the Chihuahuan Desert? Lechuguilla, species of agave that is kind of iconic for this ecosystem. And these ones are actively flowering right now. Look at that. How beautiful. You can actually smell them a little bit. Don't have smell-o-vision here, unfortunately, but they are slightly sweet. I do grow these at home, too. There's a banded gecko. And we got him. Hey. First interesting rock wall find. That's usually a good sign if these guys are out. Little Texas banded gecko. It's just a young one, so he's still got full-on bands rather than any sort of speckling. But we're just gently holding him by the legs so that he doesn't run off. Beautiful little creature. They're actually quite common out here, but a lot of people don't see them because, well, they're usually very fast, and they only come out at night, and they also tend to live in places where they can disappear into rock crevices really quickly. So, this is a brand new location for them, for me, certainly. Pretty little guy. Now, hopefully we find the things that come out to eat them, because this is a favorite food for things like young rat snakes and the gray banded king. Alright, sir, I bothered you enough. There you go. And away he goes. Unfortunately, that particular cut and the next couple did not produce a whole lot. There were some beautiful flowers that I was able to catch in bloom at night, which makes for quite an interesting contrast with the dark background sky, but not a whole lot else moving around. A couple more very large millipedes, but we had to move quite a ways before anything else showed up. Something kind of unexpected. There's a cicada hanging out on the rock face here. They usually stick to the plants that they feed on. So these are your classic annual dog days cicadas. One of many, many species of such. They come out every year, as opposed to the periodicals. Somehow, we've got another ringtail showing up. Still no snakes, but we got these guys now. And he is in a perfect spot where I can actually see him and get good video of him. Beautiful little guy. This one's actually bigger than the last one I saw, and we can actually see his tail this time. You can see why they're called ringtails. Nighttime predators of small animals, and probably feeds on nuts and berries and such too when it can. But what a gorgeous animal. It definitely seems my luck is I will either find the snakes I am looking for, or I will find literally everything else that's in the area. Last video we saw the very first ringtail that I've ever seen in the wild, or really at all. They don't show up in zoos very often, so it might have been the first one I've ever actually seen in person. But this time, a much, much better view of them, and beautiful animals they are, even if they do eat the snakes that I'm looking for. Alright folks, I am wrapping up tonight and thoroughly convinced that yes, the Trans-Pecos region is cursed for me in terms of snakes, because we saw the ringtail and we saw a couple of cool lizards tonight, but the only snake that was sighted was a beautiful blacktail that somebody had pretty much taken the head off on the road going west out of the town, so I had gone the wrong direction. Should have gone west again, where things more regularly seem to show up for me. But for the rest of this trip, though, I will be heading west, and so hopefully our luck will start to turn around. We will be visiting the Big Bend area a couple of nights, then the Davis Mountains a couple other nights, and fingers crossed that we will get some good stuff showing up. Hopefully some of the new species that I have missed the past couple of trips. But until then,
As always, if you enjoy watching educational videos, the wildlife adventures that I do like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Leave a like on the videos here. Watching all the way through the videos also really does help the channel out. Share them if you know somebody who also enjoy it. Leave your comments below. If you'd like to see more about the stuff that I work with, you can visit my website at carltoncarnivores.com. Sorry about that. The database and blog are there with information on the plants and animals that I work with. I'm also always posting photos and video tidbits and such on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, etc. at Carlton Carnivores. If you'd like to help support in a more financial manner, because these trips are expensive and the editing of the videos also takes quite a bit of time, you can donate at Patreon, where members there get early access to the videos and other exclusive benefits as well. You can buy plants or merchandise at my website shop. You can donate at Coffee. Links for all these things will be in the video description below, or you can simply contact me for other methods. But until next time, I'm Hawk and Carlton. This is Carlton Carnivores.